So it's been a little while since we did an exercise that involved the use of an aim stick, so I thought we'd put one in there today so you've got a little bit of indoor practice over the Christmas period to work on. And this is specifically looking at the start down or the transition and making sure that the shaft isn't getting this dreaded tipping over and making the shaft look too steep. So just get an aim stick, put it back behind the handle. You only want about a couple of feet or so sticking out of the end of the grip, and just up to the top of the swing. Now, if you're one of these players who tends to tip the shaft over, what you'll notice is as you start the downswing, the end of the aim stick is going to point closer to your toe line. That generally means that we're making some movement with this right shoulder and causing the club to come out and in front of the hands and obviously tip the shaft over. Whereas ideally, as we start down, what we want to do, you can see we've got our target line on the ground, is actually to take the end of the aim stick and start to just point it just a hair outside of the target line by about midway down. Midway down is when this left arm is about level with the ground. So again, to the top, rather than seeing the aim stick point down towards your toes, let's see if we can't just get you to feel like at halfway down, you can see the end of the aim stick will point just outside of the target line. And you can, if you want to, just gently swing it through to about, I would suggest only going through to about where the club's level with the ground on the way through. And just making sure that as you're doing that, you don't really want the aim stick to wallop into your side at this point. So just practice swings. But this is specifically just looking at how we're going to shallow this club out on the way down. If you haven't got this rear view and you've only got a face-on view, you'll see that as the club is tipped over and done incorrectly, the club looks really quite high. But as the club shallows and it's done correctly, the club looks lower. So that's maybe just something for you to look at in this view. Remember, as you tip the club over incorrectly, the club looks really high. If we do it correctly and it shallows, you can see the club looks that little bit lower, down and into impact, and then just holding it halfway through. But this will give you a really nice feel for how we're going to get that shaft shallowing out in transition.